Ooh, creepy. What's going on, everyone?
Yeah, your thing got frozen. I was like, yeah, it got creepy real fast.
Welcome to Monday, Tuesday Madness.
Creepy. What you're talking
Final Scream Queen edition. We got some good topics tonight. We're expecting one or two more, maybe. Max bailed on me as usual.
I'm not creepy. You're creepy.
Boo, Max.
Boo, Max.
Boo. Bad Max.
I've been called very creepy.
No. Do we have to go there because I'm creepier than you, bro?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys? What have you guys been up to?
Trying to hide from this election cycle.
There we go. The lady of the hour. What's going on, Mama Bear?
Hello.
Mama Bear, howdy hi. I was just talking about you.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I mean, I didn't really do much this weekend. The only thing I did was I saw Venom, Last Dance Sunday.
Venom.
I liked
it. Talking about that tonight.
Don't do that.
I liked it. I liked it. I mean, if you can't tell by the picture here, but I liked it.
Venom.
I see.
No, anyway.
Venom Frog.
Venom Frog. No.
You know, we got a lot of good topics to talk about
Venom
tonight.
Frog is so cute.
And we have a special guest tonight. Taladia Plays. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
everybody?
Taladia, how you doing, buddy?
Welcome to the kingdom.
I'm good. I'm just, I thought you were inviting me, so I was just like, no, I'm gonna go to bed.
You can go to bed later. Sleep is for the weak.
I'm coming in, darn it. No.
Well, we got a good show today. I'm actually going to do a giveaway
Let's see.
today.
Yeah,
So
hopefully
here
we
is
have a good show.
One of the books I'm going to be giving away tonight. Godzilla Monster Theater, a homage to Fantastic Four #1. Masterpiece Theater.
Monsters.
I'll be giving away a book at some point. What is this? The key word for tonight is monster.
Monster.
So let's get into the show, because I know some people want to go watch some political talk, watch some baseball, watch other stuff. So let's go. First weekly report. Let's go. We're changing it up a little. We're gonna do the box up a little later. But here's a rumor. Sinister Six is reportedly moving forward in development. The team will consist of Craven, Morbius, Vulture, Madam Web, and Venom.
Can I just say that's bullshit?
I mean, first of all, that's only 5. So is it the Sinister 5?
I think it is the Sinister 5. It is unclear if Spider-Man will show up during the film, but the main villain will be Null. Oh my god! People are just throwing stuff at the walls when it comes.
Shall I rant about Sony's bullshit again?
Leave
some.
Go
ahead. I mean, good God! Like, the only people I have ever seen mismanage comic book properties worse than them is Warner. That's all I'm saying.
At some point I brought up in the last week or so to somebody that what if Marvel Studios feels they don't need Spider-Man anymore?
Mm-hmm.
That was on the Sunday show. You brought that up.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever going to happen because Spider-Man.
I'm just talking about in the MCU.
No, literally, they get a percentage. The MCU gets a percentage of what Sony makes, and Spider-Man and Batman both have been traditionally
75-25.
the point I'm trying to make
And
here is anything with Spider-Man on it or anything with Batman on it prints money for the studios.
yeah, but they
And
also
even
Marvel owns
Hold-
the licensing,
hold on.
so they don't.
Go ahead.
All they lose is that 25% of box office, and they don't have to pay for. It's a 50-50 split on budget. They get 25% of the box office and keep all of the merchandising and licensing.
right, I know
So,
that. I
so
actually
they're
have
only
the contract on my hard drive somewhere. But yeah, I get it.
yeah, it's kind of lose for them at this point.
Well, all I'm saying is Sony has a habit of doing what a lot of horror IPs, a lot of the studios that own horror IPs do. They pump out some stupid fucking movie just to keep the license to keep the license on the ownership. You know what I'm saying? And Sony has a habit of screwing things up. I don't trust them for much.
Well, you gotta, but not for nothing. They have had a lot of success with the Spider-Man movies. They really don't need to put Spider-Man in the MCU.
Well, no,
know,
they don't.
see,
But the
that's-
thing is,
Hold
You
on.
go ahead. Dave.
Go ahead, Blue Jay.
Oh well, no,
Good.
like the thing is that Sony people, okay, you can say Sony does good things, but the best Spider-Man films are made by people within the industry. The Spider-Verse films, Lord and Miller, they produced it, they wrote it by Sony Animation. Tom Holland films are made like by Kevin Feige. The Sam Raimi films, my Sam Raimi. It's just they have
exactly.
actual people in the industry or actual names.
When I
Yeah,
talk
but
about
how
no,
much did Kevin Feige have to do with the last 3 Spider-Man movies? How much input did he
he
actually have?
actually had more input than you think.
It's him and
It's
Amy
the
Pascal
MCU.
call the shots on those.
Yeah, but the
that's-
thing the point I was trying to make to you the other night, Degrassi, about Amy Pascal, is she ever since they had that kerfuffle about 5 years ago and almost lost Spider-Man in the MCU, Amy Pascal has really I don't want to say kowtowed more to Kevin Feige, but she's definitely given him more.
Yeah, she's basically the go-between for him and Tom Rothman. She serves as
Yeah.
the mediator between the two studio heads.
Yeah.
That's basically what she does.
Yeah.
She pretends that she's some kind of custodian for the character and that she has its best interests at heart, but she clearly doesn't. And
No. And when I'm talking about
Tom Rothman's just being Tom Rothman.
when I'm talking about Sony screwing up these properties, I'm not talking about Spider-Man. I'm not talking about the Spider-Verse movies. I'm talking about villains with no hero. I'm talking about the characters that they've smeared. And I'm not that big of a Spider-Man fan even.
Right, not for nothing. Was Madam Web really a popular character anyway? Nobody cared about Madam Web.
I liked Madam Web, at least the original one, because she was a mutant.
Wait.
I don't think anybody cares
wait.
about Craven, Morbius, Vulture, Madam Web, Venom, sure.
Yeah.
But
When did Madam Web become a Sinister Six character? You tell me that.
She never was in the Sinister Six.
Yeah, so that
Yeah,
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, this
See,
is
I'm
just
going. I think that this is bullshit. I think it's coming from
Yeah.
that stupid Marvel Updates Twitter account. That's just
Yeah.
This
me.
is
Well,
this is most likely.
whoever started
hold
it,
on
they
one
can't-
at a time, guys, please. Go
There's
ahead,
only
Degrassi.
5.
Wait,
Yeah,
So
there's
whoever it
only
is,
5.
they can't count because there's only 5.
what? Okay, I think that the concept, even though that I liked Venom, Morbius was a guilty pleasure. Madam Web was not good. I think the concept of a Spider-Man-less universe can work. It's not executed well because you have Venom, which is a popular character, an iconic character, made 800 million.
Yeah,
And
but you
the
also
other
have,
films were just only made as a response to those films. They really didn't have a plan, honestly. They just
okay.
let's just make a
But
Venom film and we'll just go on the fly, wing it. I don't know what they're really
not
doing here.
trying to be pedantic or anything. Okay, but as a Marvel Comics fan and having read Marvel Comics for nearly 40 years, You can have Venom, sure, but without Spider-Man, you're missing an essential part of what Venom was.
But not for nothing, Venom hasn't been a Spider-Man villain in decades.
Not since the early 90s, not since he was Lethal Protector. No,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. And saying that he's a member of the Sinister, this is BS.
Yeah,
This
this is
doesn't make any
BS.
sense.
I
This
just
doesn't
put
make any
this up
sense.
here to just go
And
to show
after
that you can't trust anything you read.
and after, well, I've always said, and Bruce, you've heard me say this countless times, unless you hear it directly from the studio or from the people making the movie, it's take it with a pinch of salt. I don't trust the trades. I don't trust the rumors that come out, and I certainly don't trust scoopers.
Yep.
And I don't care about scooper track records. A broken clock is right twice a day. Okay. If I hear this from Feige, Pascal, Sony, or Disney, Marvel, then that's where I'll trust it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this is just bullshit rumors, and it's
Mama
used.
baby.
Even
It's
from
used
them,
for
you would trust it. I mean, Kevin Feige walks out on the stage and dumps a 5-year schedule on you. You know none of that shit's coming out. At least
And
not when he
even
says
that-
it is.
Guys,
And-
Why would he's no more trustworthy than Daniel RPK or
Well, okay,
You
but
know,
the difference in him and in Daniel RPK is he, at least when he dumped that back in 2019, he intended to get those things done. He could not, however,
what if he didn't?
foresee. He could not. Let me finish. He could not forever foresee, however, foresee what Bob Iger or Bob Chapek were going to do. Okay, he can just put his intentions out there. Now, have they learned to do better than that? Yes, because that he jumped the gun on that in my opinion. But then again, I also think James Gunn has jumped the gun with what he says he's going to put out too. You don't know until those things are actually in production what you're actually going to put out or not.
What the
Things happen.
3 projects that are actually in production?
No, I'm not
That's
talking
all I
about.
know that's in production.
I just said what's in production, dude. I'm talking about when James Gunn came forward and talked about his DCU. He mentioned Lanterns. He mentioned Paradise Island or whatever. He mentioned the Superman movie. He mentioned Creature Commandos. He had a list of like 5 or 6 different things, and
Yeah,
only
there was
3
a
of them are
sl-
currently in
They called
production.
it a
Right?
slate, but I mean, it's not really a slate.
Well, that's no more than what Kevin Feige did in 2019. It's a slate, and they're
But they all
always
had
evolving.
dates. They all had dates. None of these. It's
And
totally
again-
different. I'm not saying what James Gunn did is any different than what Kevin Feige does, but Feige comes out on stage with a fucking timeline of movies that
Well, you can conceptualize that
preposterous.
stuff. Like you can
with titles that
conceptualize.
have dates underneath them. They have dates underneath them.
Okay. Well,
But
Lucasfilm
we've
did
got
the same.
we've got 2 dates. We've got 2 dates for James Gunn, right? We've got Creature Commandos date and we've got Superman's date.
Lucasfilm did the same thing. It's a
Okay.
Disney problem.
did,
It's the heads. It's the heads at Disney. It's not the studio's fault. It's the heads at Disney. It was Iger and Chapek, and you can't. That's why I don't think even the studio head should put a slate out, because you can't say I'm going to put this movie out in 5 years, not go into production with it, and not think that there's going to be problems ahead of time. And a lot of those things that didn't get made was because there was problems in the writing, there was problems in I guess the production money or whatever. You know,
All any studio head is trying to do is get to the next quarterly call.
Well,
Anything
obviously.
beyond that doesn't matter.
obviously.
So, Taladia and Blue Jay, what do you think about this?
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's bullshit. I don't really.
Yeah, I agree.
I really. I like. Sorry for the language.
It's fine.
um,
Don't worry about it.
I don't try. I don't know who made this up, but it's BS. So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. All right. Let's. Blue Jay, anything last before we move on from this?
It's BS. It's whatever. I mean, if Madam Web is supposed to be a Sinister Six character, then that's already
Yeah. I
bullshit
when I
there.
saw
That's
this
where you
list,
fucked up.
I was like, Madam Web. I'm like, where did Madam Web ever partake in?
Is there going to be like the only I could guess. I will play devil's advocate if I have to be for this stupid nonsense. If some point in a future movie, Madam Web just gets brainwashed and just becomes a Sinister Six, I guess. I don't fucking know. It's whatever.
I will
I know-
also briefly play devil's advocate real quick, Bruce. Even though I don't have enough faith in a whole lot of these Sony movies, I am looking forward to Craven because the trailer looked good.
Yeah, that was a good trailer. for
I
Craven.
would really want to see Craven. Craven looked freaking awesome. I mean, it's
I
R-rated.
hope I
It's
enjoy it.
bloody, gory. It's like I want it. I mean, it's been delayed a bunch of times, but I don't. It looked awesome.
Yeah, it
Craven
does.
looks like it's going to give me the 3Ds: death, destruction, dismemberment. And if it'll give me those three things, it'll be great. If it won't,
all right, for everyone just getting here, if you type monster into the chat, you will be entered to the nightly giveaway. Well, this final giveaway of the month. So moving on from this bullcrap story to another story. Blade is set to begin filming in 2025 in the UK. We'll have a smaller budget, will be very dark, R-rated. They're working on a new script again.
It's not gonna happen at this point. I don't care.
Yeah, it's not happening. I don't know where you're getting this from. It's
At this point, I don't even care about Blade anymore. There's
Big
so
script
many other
rewrites?
projects. Nobody cares. Move
6
on.
script rewrites so far.
Get
That's
rid of
all I'm gonna
Ali. Find someone else.
Dude,
And part of the problem was Mahershala Ali.
I can believe that.
He was part of what was kicking back those scripts. And if your
He doesn't wanna
talent
be in a
kicks
shitty
back the
movie.
scripts, he doesn't want to be in those movies, then it's not gonna get made. Either that or you're gonna go with a person who wants to do it just for the paycheck. And I'm not saying I'm not blaming Mahershala Ali for that. I'm saying he was kicking back the project,
I am blaming
which
him
is a
because it
legitimate
seems
thing
like
to
he-
do.
It seems like he can't get along with writers, can't get along with directors.
That's possible. That's
This
possible.
project
I mean,
was
he
announced
does-
5 years ago. Go ahead,
He is an
Degrassi.
EP. He does have an executive producer credit, so he has that luxury.
Yeah.
But at what
You
point,
know.
as a studio, do you go, enough is enough?
I think it's
We'll
more
face
on
the
Marvel
act.
because, like, the reality is they didn't know whether they were coming or going, and I don't know if they do now. Even
well,
You actually, it's like I said before. This is all outflow from the Bob Iger switch over to Bob Chapek, and Chapek didn't know his head from his ass from his elbows at times. So
yeah, but
Go ahead,
wasn't
Blue Jay.
Iger the chairman of the board for all but 9 of Iger's months?
Yeah.
So I mean, he was kind of Iger's body man. Nothing happened while Chapek was president without Iger's express consent.
at this point, I'm just like, wait and see. I'm just like, I don't care.
I mean, it got pulled. It got pulled from the slate. So if that doesn't say it's not happening, I don't know why it doesn't.
I would I don't know if I have to be like just
Like when-
a dick about it or just be like given to his demands, just make the movie. If that's the case, but they did it with fucking. I don't know. I don't know if they did it with Ryan Reynolds because he's a hands-on producer on Deadpool and Wolverine, but I don't know.
Let's give
I think
Mama
that's
Bear a
what-
chance. Mama Bear, go ahead.
I think that's what Ali's trying to do. Is he's being a hands-on producer and he doesn't want to be in a substandard film.
Yeah, go ahead, Mama Bear.
Isn't it amazing how I can throw my voice like that? When it comes to the whole Blade thing, you know what? At this point, I'll believe it when they actually start filming.
there
You
you
know?
go. I agree. Totally.
I'll believe it when when I see the movie.
Believe it. I'd love to see this movie come out.
Yeah,
But you know what?
your
Start
audio's
with-
going in and out.
Yeah, sorry, I had to restart my computer.
That's fine. But you're great. At this point, all these announcements, you have to wait for a trailer. You have to wait for an actual photo package of them in costume.
See,
You know,
like I said, if they're just say, I mean, if Mahershala Ali's having some trying to be hands on, I would just say let him do it if we can just get this thing rolling. Because I don't know, part of me, because at first, part of me thinks that it's on Marvel because they're trying to make some connections with the MCU, but I don't think anybody gives a shit at this point. I mean, Deadpool Wolverine is in the MCU, but it's kind of not, but it's like a multiverse thing, which is just make a Blade movie, have it be kick ass. That's all. That's all. I just want a cool Blade movie. That's all. But we're not gonna get this. I guess there's only gonna be one Blade. I guess that's the case.
And that was the funniest part of what Wesley Snipes said in Deadpool Wolverine.
And that was funny because Deadpool looked at the camera after that line. That makes it funnier.
God. Well, we are getting a Blade movie. It's going to call Sinners. We're sorry, Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, yeah. We'll get
that.
I
am all for Michael B. Jordan.
I'm looking forward to that movie, actually. It looked pretty good.
What do we got here? Again, how does Blade fit into the multiverse? Blade does not fit into the multiverse at all. By the time this is made, the multiverse saga will be done. So, all right, moving on to the box office. This weekend, Venom: The Last Dance opened with a horrible 51 million domestic.
Horrible.
Smile 2, 9 million. Wild Robot, 6.8. Conclave, 6.6. We Live in Time, 4.8. Terrifier 3, 4.7. Beetlejuice still in the list with 3.1. Anora, 900,000. Piece by Piece, 750,000. And Transform 174. This is a horrible box office.
You're just looking for the weekend. Look over here what these movies have made. I mean,
I know what they made, but it's still a horrible
weekend for movies. Clickbait ass thumbnails. Right? Venom $51 million.
Venom slinks to 51 million, lowest opening weekend of the comic book trilogy.
Well,
it has bombed domestically.
Okay, we'll see about a second weekend, but at least it made more than freaking Joker fully adore.
Okay, let me just say this really quick. All of this focus on box office,
you're gonna do really quick. You of all people,
yeah, me.
Okay, let's see this happen.
All of this focus on box office, I think, is a little short-sighted because a lot of the movies that we enjoyed from the past, like for instance, The Thing, flopped at the box office. Yet that movie is highly praised with foresight now. Don't just judge a movie on what it makes. Judge a movie by what you see and what you prefer. Okay? And I think we all get hooked. I think we all get caught up in this. Oh, it only made this much money or made this. Okay, fine. So the studio uses it as a tax write-off and maybe we won't get another movie.
So like I was saying earlier on the Power Hour, if you didn't watch the Power Hour, go back and watch Power Hour with me and Max. A good movie is a good movie regardless of box office. A bad movie is a bad movie regardless how much it makes in the box office. I've seen bad movies that I didn't like make a ton of money. Deadpool and Wolverine, which I did not like. It made a ton of money. I didn't like it. It wasn't for me.
How many of us have went to see a movie because of how much money it made?
No one. Well, I know one person that is slinking around in the chat. Max.
Max.
I'm not gonna go see that. It's making a lot of money, so I'm gonna go see it now. Look at me, I'm Matt movie.
I don't think I've ever seen a movie based on its box office.
I'm not saying just people personally. I'm talking about just our discourse when we talk about this kind of thing. Or when the other side talks about this.
It's I mean, it's why it's the bit. It's talking about it's different than caring about it, isn't it?
I'm not talking about us. I'm talking more the chuddy types.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They focus on, that money. If that movie didn't make all that money, well, then it's horrible and kill it, whatever. You know, no, man, shut up. That's all I got to say.
And then we got Cosmic One. Venom made over 200 million domestic and internationally. which is a good opening weekend.
Now, I'm going to talk about now, you're
Go
right,
ahead.
Thade, about the box office, but I'm still going to talk about the previous movies, how they made. So looking at the statistics, right? Venom, the first Venom made $80 million opening weekend because people were curious, and it's also Venom, the Venom movie. People know who Venom is. I think that Venom, that would be Carnage, that made $90 million. Even though it made less worldwide, it made more opening weekend. I think it's because how Sony was pushing it so hard to be connected with No Way Home, and that's how it drove people to go see it. That's people. That's my theory, anyways. So,
well, see, I loved the first Venom movie. I, however, despise the second one because I personally believe, and I've been told I'm wrong, but I personally
I'm pretty sure you've
believe.
been told you were wrong many times.
Yeah, and I don't care. But anyway,
I don't care.
I'm arrogant enough to not give a shit. But anyway, uh, I don't think that you can put Carnage in a movie and not have it rated R. Okay, because I mean, if you look at Carnage in the comic books, the man's a serial killer. So I think a PG-13 Venom movie with Carnage in it was just not where it needed to be. But that's my own personal opinion. Again.
And then $51 million. I mean, I expected to make money. I think that this movie had really nowhere to really go with it, like connecting wise. It's just kind of there. You know how the first two films were just playing footsies with the MCU. This one is just kind of not.
Yeah. It's made 178 million worldwide.
I was just going to point that out, actually.
And its budget was 123 million. So it's going to have to double that at the very least to break even.
Well, let's see, because the next couple of weeks we're not getting a big release until I don't know, Red One or Wicked.
Wicked.
Wicked. Well, Wicked. It's like a week later. Wicked and Moana 2 are like, or no, Wicked. Oh, Gladiator. Oh shit, that's gonna be a lot.
Don't say tracking. Don't say tracking. Don't say that they're tracking.
Track. No.
What I'm saying is, if this movie has nothing to stand up against, regardless of how I feel about it or not, it'll probably make back its money.
Yeah,
which is good. Okay.
I don't think it's going to make 800 million, but
and I'll put it to you this way: a lot of movies,
it'll make his money. It'll make it his money back.
A lot of movies this season have kind of done that. You've had a lot of movies that maybe wouldn't have stood up during the summer season, but that have been put out over the last couple of months that had nothing to stand against it, so they made a shit ton of money, and they looked. I mean, they did what they did because we don't have a whole lot of variety right now because we're coming into the point of we just had the strikes last year and we're coming into the thin area right now. This year and next year are going to be rather thin, to be honest.
Oh, so the rest of the year, there's a lot of movies coming out.
Yeah, Wicked, and we've lucked 2, out, and we've lucked out on that.
2. What else is coming out?
Wicked, Gladiator.
Red Mufasa.
I don't know.
Mufasa. Sonic. We have a lot of stuff to look forward to in the next couple months.
What is coming out soon?
December. Let me look at December 2020.
Holy crap! We have breaking news.
Oh, great. Here we go.
What?
Breaking news. I'll get Mama Bear's take on this one first. Sophie Turner is in the running to play Lara Croft in Amazon's live-action Tomb Raider series. Whoa! What do you think about this, Mama Bear? Mama Bear.
Really?
I'm actually not mad at this. I did like I have liked some of the stuff I've seen her in.
Yeah.
She is good at playing a badass, doesn't do that whole damsel in distress thing. So I could see this. I'm not mad at this.
You know,
So wait,
when
they're making another Tomb Raider series after the
Yeah.
Netflix one? Even though that Netflix one is
Yes.
renewed for season 2?
Oh,
This is
isn't the
live
Netflix
action.
one animated though? This one's gonna be live
Yeah.
action.
Yeah, but I thought this was like the current series, but I mean I'm not mad about it. It's cool. I like the animated series on Netflix. It's a pretty badass show. It's got new for season 2.
I
You
will
know,
say this: the actors
There's a-
from Game of Thrones, they really haven't had that much luck outside of Game of Thrones. I hated her character. I hated her character in Game of Thrones, and that made me, she's a good actress. If you can make me hate your character, and want them to die in the end, that's a good actor.
Yeah, she was a Dark Phoenix as well.
I was gonna say
Uh,
you're not
We're
supposed
not
to
going
like
to talk
the
about that.
character.
I'm not talking about
look,
that.
just in my opinion, Sophie Turner did great as Jean Grey. I think she just got screwed by horrible scripts from Fox.
She
I mean,
And
you're not wrong.
And
I
I
mean, you're
say
not.
that I say that as a huge X-Men fan. I think she did really well as a young Jean Grey. I just think she had to deal with horrible scripts, just like all of that cast did.
Mind you, right? Bryan Singer was part of it, so there's that too.
Yeah. Now
I
the
think the other
first
girl's
two,
gonna get it.
of the X-Men movies that First Class and Days of Future Past were great. The last two sucked.
There's
Not to
another
say I like
actress up
her,
for
but
this.
agree with
Her
Bruce.
name's
She
Lucy
hasn't had
Boynton.
much luck. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Degrassi.
There's another actress up for this. I think she's gonna get it. It's just a hunch. But we can't forget that Phoebe Waller-Bridge is the showrunner and head writer.
And
of this, show.
also, Bruce, I just want to push back against you for a moment with what you said about the Game of Thrones actors.
What
That
about that?
doesn't apply to all of them. The guy that played the guy who played Tywin Lannister Charles Dance does really good with movies. It's mostly the younger cast. Maisie,
Well, it's the cast that was popular during the show that got work right away as soon as the series ended. Kit Harington, Macy, Sophie, they all got work right away, and it seems their projects went nowhere.
well,
They didn't have that big breakout role that they were expecting from them.
Well,
So,
maybe.
all right, back to where we were. Now, we had
So
some
the best
words.
Venom movie made the least money, right? The best Venom is that the log line for
Yes.
this segment? The best Venom movie made the least Venom money.
Yes.
Oh God.
Yes. So much as this is the best movie that Tom Hardy says he would love to make a Logan-ass Venom film.
So he wants to murder himself. Okay.
Okay.
What?
Good luck with that.
I
I'll
make
just say
no
that.
secret of the fact I love this Venom. I honestly, I would be willing to see him in more movies.
I do like
I know
this Venom.
I know
do
this
like
is going to be the hot take in the chat, but
Go ahead.
They need to give him like a show. I'd watch an hour of that shit every week.
Right?
I like just dismissive like Jack Tripper in Three's Company, but it's Tom Hardy and Venom.
That would be so much fun.
Because yeah,
I do
how
want to
much
make
of
it
it's
clear.
ad-libbed, I don't know, but I get a real, especially in this one, I get a real ad-libbed. I got a real ad-libbed vibe.
yeah, I mean it's something like it was like right out of the 90s cartoon. This
Yeah.
whole trilogy was right out of the 90s cartoon. And that's what I love about it actually.
I do want to
It's
make
not
this clear.
I know
Even though-
everyone wanted something a lot darker, but I love this take.
even though I didn't like the second and the third movie, I will say this: Tom Hardy's portrayal of Eddie Brock and Venom was great,
Wait,
and
you saw
and
Last
has
Dance?
been great. Yeah, I did,
Oh,
unfortunately.
okay. You're the first person that says unfortunately. Everyone else thought it was fun. It was a a serious comedic drama-filled adventure. That's what
Okay.
people explained it. So I'm just saying.
Tom Hardy was the best part of this movie. However, they teased no and gave us blue balls. Okay. And
Tried to warn everyone.
and
He did.
and this movie did not have, it was like 3 or 4 movies trying to all vie for the same spot. You had the road trip part of it, you had the end of the world part of it. And oh, by the way, every time I use my powers, Null knows where I'm at and these bad things come and get me, but I'm going to go have a dance number in Vegas.
Mamma mia. Here we go.
So,
I get it.
Queen. Oh, dancing queen.
I get it. It was funny, and it was. I laughed. But
The musicals are always great.
if you well, yeah, I enjoy musicals greatly. So I'm a singer. But my point is, if you're going to put a rule into the movie that says if Venom uses his powers, Null knows where to send the bad guys, don't do a dance number and use your powers. What the hell? There was too many inconsistencies in this movie for me to like it. But I'm not saying if everybody else likes this movie, I'm not going to judge you for it. You like what you like. You know, I like what I like, and I've had movies that I tell people I love that people look at me and go, "Huh?" So I mean, it is what it is, man.
I mean,
I
this
think
movie's
Tom
no
Hardy.
different. This movie's no different as how I like the Transformers movies. Yeah, they're stupid fucking shit, but I like stupid shit. I mean, people like shit.
We all have our guilty comforts, you know. And the thing is I still think, even though these were horrible scripts, that Tom Hardy did great as Eddie Brock in Venom. I think he nailed it. And just like Mama Bear said, it harkens back to the 90s Spider-Man cartoon with Venom. It just can't be enough to be funny.
I kind of want to I want to see the Venom Logan's movie playing Johnny Cash. Like, I hurt myself today.
Yeah, but it has to be the symbiote that sings it.
That'll be even funnier.
Yeah, I agree with you, BJ, like Logan style, but one thing I think that would be difficult to say is if Sony is gonna allow Tom Hardy to do this. I don't think they will.
Well, okay. If that was here's the thing. If they say they would like to make a Logan-esque style Venom film, that's what the third film should have been. Like,
and also,
they will say this is the last dance. Well, make it your finale and make it a little bit more darker, and you'll kind of earn that. So I don't know. I don't know why now you'd be like, I would love to make a Logan-esque Venom film. It's like
well, to be fair, also behind Tom Holland, he's Sony's most successful comic book actor playing a comic book character. So why not keep him around for a Logan-esque type Venom film? Go ahead.
Have they been in a movie together before?
No.
Tom Holland and Tom Hardy.
The closest we got was at I believe it was the end of No Way Home, where he saw
I'm talking about
Tom Holland's Venom
like
on the. Well, I mean, technically they were in a scene together. He saw him on the television.
A two-shot with them both in the frame at the same time having dialogue.
No,
I don't believe
so. That's probably Nolan. They're Nolan's next one, I'm guessing.
Oh, that's right.
Now I've heard rumors of what Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland's going to be called. They're calling it The King in Black, supposedly. And it's been rumored for a year or more now to involve the symbiote that Venom left in the 616. But whether that comes to fruition, who knows?
Yeah.
Well, it does take time. You leave a little goo behind in the bar. Something's bound to pop up, eventually.
Well, yeah. You leave a little goo in the bar, get somebody in trouble.
Moving on. What we got next? Robert Downey Jr. refuses to let Hollywood create his AI digital replica. I intend to sue all future executives who recreate my likeness.
Damn straight. Stand up, King.
Robert Downey Jr.
Damn straight. Stand up for yourself, King.
I don't know. I do you think all actors should? Well, not all actors will do this because some already have signed over their rights to be.
I think that studios are being lazy with the AI thing, but that's my own personal opinion. I think that if studios think that they can replace actors with AI likenesses, they're going to then start writing scripts with AI and push the screenwriters out. And I'm sorry, no AI will ever be able to write with the feeling of a normal human being. So if you want a bunch of machine created assembly line scripts, sure, go ahead and keep doing it with AI. Is someone eating their microphone?
No, it's not me.
That's his dog.
Oh, okay.
Right? I was like, wait, what's going on over there?
Someone's eating the microphone. No.
I think I was tapping the back of my laptop. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
It sounded like something else, but
I thought I had my mic muted.
You were probably tapping in aggravation at what I was saying. That's okay.
Oh no, I don't. I'm not AI. I don't want to see it either, but I don't believe him. You know,
the right amount of money. It's just like I'm
That's
not
all.
coming back to MCU.
Look,
and
yeah.
Look, everybody has their price.
10 years.
Everybody has their price. That's all I'm going to say. Everybody has their price.
Agreed.
I don't. It's not. Okay. I believe that he believes this right now, but
sure,
he's
and he
lying
probably
to
will
himself
for a while. But he's probably lying to himself.
Yeah.
But I think if you want soulless scripts, go ahead. I'm going to tell the studio straight up. If you want soulless movies put out, go ahead and let AI write your scripts. Sure.
Too late.
No machine can ever have a human heart. Sorry.
See, I do respect his opinion on this because I think him playing Tony Stark gives him that unique perspective on it. That being said, there's only a handful of actors that I could see that needing the AI digital replica would be important, and James Earl Jones with his voice for Darth Vader being one of them. That's one of those situations where it is needed.
Yeah, I agree.
With Robert Downey Jr., I don't think that's as big of a need.
You're right. You're right in a sense, Mama Bear. But the thing is like they could use Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader. I mean, he's done it for the what's it called, Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Where they didn't.
Yeah, but I'm talking the voice.
Yeah.
They're never gonna dub Hayden Christensen over James Earl Jones for the Luke, I am your father. No, that's never gonna happen.
No. I don't think so either. James Earl Jones is a icon. They would never replace that voice as Darth Vader if they bring Darth Vader back into Star Wars.
I mean, even hearing like the guy who was actually in this suit, hearing him do the lines, it's so weird.
Well, it's because David Prowse had a very
French.
Well, he was very, very British, but it was not a very deep voice. And hearing Vader with that sort of British accent just didn't work. Do you know he got pissed off and tried to sue Lucas for that, by the way?
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He was not happy.
How much was he going to sue them?
I don't remember. It didn't happen.
No, I know the family agreed to let them continue to use his voice. And honestly, I'm grateful that they did, because that is one of those things you need it for the continuity.
Yeah,
There is nobody that could replace that. Like,
but that's where Darth Vader's a unique case. You can put anybody in the suit.
yeah,
The voice is what made Vader.
exactly. It's like was having a similar conversation, because there was, the talks of the gargoyles, like live action, for the longest time. For me, I don't care who you do for the motion capturing or whatever, however you do it. I need Keith David for Goliath.
Mm.
And Jonathan Frakes for the bad guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
God, I need a live action gargoyles
Right?
or
I used to love that
continuation.
show.
A continuation of the story. I felt they left us hanging.
Yeah, I really need to bug you about Gargoyles comics or something. Like, where to
It's
find
funny
them,
how
'cause
there's gargoyles. Like I see gargoyles NECA toys on Target everywhere. They're still pumping out gargoyles merchandise. It's like, why don't you just make a
Well, that's
gargoyle?
because they just came out with a gargoyle series in the past year in comics. So they've
Mondo
been,
is also
Oh, there is?
yeah,
I didn't know that.
they've been talking about doing it for
hold
doing a
on,
live
I'll
action
find a
series
link.
for a little bit now.
I'll find a link for
Mondo
you
got a
people that want to
license
read
for
it.
I think they're 1/6 scale. So they're high end. They're gonna be like $300-400 gargoyles.
Well, Disney owns the rights to Gargoyles, so they'll eventually live action it, like they've live actioned all the rest of their animated stuff.
Let's see. Yes, there was 12 issues of gargoyles that came out. I will send you a link, Mama Bear, so you can read it. Or you could just type gargoyles.
The
Dot net.
link.
The link.
The link.
There've been a couple different series, right? I remember one.
I believe there was a comic book series back in the 90s when the show was actually
mid 2000s.
on, too.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
I think the latest one, they did a spinoff of the latest Gargoyles series once it ended. I think, who was it?
They kind of needed to. They left so much in the air about that.
Goliath's daughter was hooking up with, I forgot who.
Broadway of all of them.
Yes.
They have Gargoyles
That legit
Dark
made me
Ages.
angry. I'm sorry.
They had a miniseries last year called Dark Ages. Let's see.
I just remember the one from the early mid 2000s.
You had one from Marvel that was mid 90s that was while the cartoon was on. They did 11 issues from February to December of 95. Let's see. Then Dynamite Entertainment did a series in 2022.
Yes. And there's been what, 2 spin-offs?
And then Slave Labor Graphics did one from 2006 to 2009.
That's the one I remember. James Wan and Gary Dalberman have gargoyles.
Demona was my favorite villain. All right. Moving on from AI Stark, we have David Fincher's English language Squid Game series is officially in development at Netflix. Why do we need an English language?
Mindhunter. We need another season of Mindhunter, not this crap.
I don't think this could work in English language. I think part of the whole thing about it is the fact that it is the different culture. It's the different. No.
Yeah,
I'm with Mama Bear. No.
No. I'm really tired of them taking these projects from Asian countries and just rewrapping it in a nice bow and adding English to it. I don't.
It'll be more
badly.
It'll be more baffling if they have all the characters are like Asian Americans and they speak English.
They
That'd be
did that.
great.
They did that a lot with BBC shows back in the 90s and 2000s. They tried to do that with a show called Coupling, and then a couple of other shows. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't.
We're gonna get
But-
Simu as 4, 5, 6.
We'll be right back, guys.
Yep.
But I just don't see Squid Game working without it being Korean.
Yeah. Or no,
Yeah,
The
I'm with
American
you.
Squid Game would be a documentary.
Well, it's like the way that Netflix is like using Squid Game. Like I get it, it's a big hit. Like they did that Squid game show, that reality show. They did that. Like an actual game show.
See, I'm just trying to
Yeah,
picture
it wasn't. It was.
an American.
It was fake as shit.
Well, yeah, it's fake, but you know they were trying to cash in on that shit. But go ahead, Mama Bear.
No, I'm just trying to picture an American version of this, and like just humor me for a second. You have a crowd of people standing there, and these handful of people in the different colored jumpsuits, all wearing a black mask. You know somebody would be calling racist on just off the black masks if this was American. This is offensive. This is offensive.
Nah, I don't know. Like I said, American Squid Game is a documentary. I mean, it's just put a camera on a corner in any American city. There's your Squid Game.
The most you can do is I don't know, if you can tell it's Americanized, that every trap is like CGI.
Make Squid Game great again.
Make Squid Game
Also,
great again.
what would be the equivalent, the American equivalent of the Dalgona Candy Challenge?
I don't know, and I don't want to know.
Yeah. like dig through a deep dish pizza.
Chicago deep dish pizza.
Eat a deep dish pizza without making a mess, or
Is
Philly
Andrew
cheesesteak.
Kevin Walker helping him write it?
All right, I will say this: deep dish pizza is not real pizza. It's I don't know what it is. It's
quiche.
quiche. That's all it is.
No,
Not
it
pizza.
is a pie, and I will hear nothing else. It is a stuffed pie with savory ingredients. And it is damn tasty.
All right, moving on. Jumanji 3 lands 2026 holiday release from Sony.
oh yay!
I don't know if they announced. I don't think they announced the cast, or did they? Or they all
Well, the cast is
returning?
pretty much set for.
Yeah.
As long as you have the same 8 people, I'm good.
I'm surprised
Yeah,
they didn't announce this earlier.
Jumanji.
They didn't announce this like earlier. There's no how the way the second one ended and left off, which is weird. I mean, I liked Welcome to the Jungle and the last one. They're fun movies. I'm just surprised it took them this long to announce one, but that's just me.
Oh, jeez. I just saw. I don't know where the clip
jeez.
went, but I just saw a clip from the Yankees game.
Oh boy.
Dumbass Yankees fans. Dodgers player was caught the ball. The freaking Yankees fan pried his glove open, and another one held his arm and threw the ball out his glove. That's so. Sports can be so disgusting sometimes,
Oh my god!
especially fans. Freaking amazing.
Do you guys remember what happened to that guy back a while ago that went to catch the ball and tipped the player's glove? They had to sneak him out of the stadium. Otherwise, the other fans were going to kill him.
Yep.
That guy, just a few years later, they gave him a World Series ring with his name on it.
I've seen so many videos on TikTok, IG.
I believe the guy's name was Bartman.
of
Steve Bartman. It was Chicago Cubs.
I've seen so many videos of fans wrestling balls out of children's hands. It's embarrassing.
Mhm.
It's disgusting, and they should be banned from all sporting events for the rest of their lives. Bastards. So
Ever been
I'm
to a
looking forward
hockey
to-
game? You want to talk about embarrassing? Go to a hockey game.
somebody's trying to convince me to go to a local sports team hockey game.
My
Those are
grandmother was
actually fun,
obsessed.
Bruce. Those are fun.
My
Really?
grandmother was obsessed with the Dallas Stars, and she had season passes to the Dallas Stars games.
Mhm.
And when the Stars were in the Stanley Cup in the late 90s, I had to take her to every home game. It was embarrassing.
Is it like are you going to the one you were asked to go to? Is it a NHL, like a farm team, a AAA, like semi-pro team? Your
The
local
Dallas
team?
Stars?
No, I was asking Bruce for about the one.
Yeah,
he was
it's
going to.
it's a semi-pro team.
Yeah, definitely. I like I said, I always enjoyed those.
Yeah, I think they made it to like the championships like 2 out of the last 3 years or something. I don't know, but I'll go. You should come up and go with me. So,
The
all right.
junior blues games when I lived in Illinois.
All right, let's do this giveaway. Type monster in the chat. There are only 3 people in the giveaway. 3.
I'll fill in and give mine away like I did the other
I'll
night.
fill in. If it's another one of those comic books, let me know.
No, it's not one of those.
Okay.
What's the word monster?
Yeah.
Monster.
Monster.
If my name
Doesn't-
gets picked, I'll pick somebody in the crowd.
Well, there's only like 3.
Aw. He's
Here we
got
go.
Gojira.
Godzilla. Gojira.
It's Gojira.
Look, The Great Gatsby, The Machinist, Sherlock
Oh,
Holmes.
nice.
It's Gojira.
Gojira. So let me bring this up. Good luck to the 5 people that are in the giveaway tonight. People hate free stuff, I guess. All right, and the winner is
I swear, if it's me.
Cosmic One. No. Oh. And Wamba.
Nice.
Congratulations, brother. I like him. He's been around since I was with Poindexter Lounge.
Hit me up on X with your information. Mail it out this week sometime.
Dear Lord, I've been doing YouTube for too long. Anyway,
It's an addiction.
It is
I've been
an
doing this for
addiction.
7 years. I used to be part of the Fandom Menace.
So did I, actually.
Yeah, no, we've talked.
I used to subscribe to Fandom Menace. Now I want to slap the shit out of myself.
You think you would have slapped the
still
shit out
have
of
the
yourself?
t-shirt.
I was part of the Fandom Menace. So you can imagine how
I
I
still,
felt.
I still
I
have
used
the
to-
T-shirt. That's the funny part.
I
Oh my.
I gave freaking Geeks and Gamers super chat. I gave him I'm gonna send a clip. I send a super chat.
What?
Actually, Mama Bear,
What?
I think I still have a T-shirt from Midnight's Edge too.
I don't remember who made the
Anything but
T-shirt,
that.
but yeah, I have one of the original T-shirts.
From which group?
I don't remember who made it, but no, it was Fandom Menace in general.
Oh,
I
with
think I'm
Super
I
banned from,
I also have a Dark Council T-shirt. And
Ooh, you were part
Yeah.
of that group. Woohoo!
I was originally connected with the Dark Council. Yes.
Yeah, I was connected with Midnight's Edge, so
And here is
Gary
the biggest news
Gary
of
banned
today. I only can imagine why. The
Can
biggest
we
news
say
today:
that?
Wayans
Go.
brothers will reunite for the first time in 18 years to develop Scary Movie 6. Yay! Bring
Okay,
it
hold
back.
on. Scary movie
I'm
6.
actually happy about this.
Me too.
all I have to say is, I'm gonna get you with my little hand.
No,
Oh, God, no.
No. We need that little what's it called? Little, I forgot his name. Little Wayne going after
man.
Little man, yeah, that little man.
Dude,
You know,
I saw Little Man in the theater. I was like 5, no 6.
I'm going to get you with my little hand.
We need every cringy thing. Honestly, spoof on Winnie the Pooh. The fact that you could spoof on Winnie the Pooh and Mickey for a horror
Yes.
movie.
Have you
Please
actually
do it.
watched Blood and Honey?
Not yet.
They're
Not
both
yet.
both of them are they're amusing, but they're
Yeah.
those horror movies that you find late at night and you watch just because you're horribly curious. Yeah. And the sequel is better than the first one. But by the way, the director of those two movies, he's a horrible human being. But anyway,
I could tell.
yeah, he can't handle criticism very well.
Ooh.
But I'm
So
so
that's
happy
like half
because,
the people on Twitter.
like I said earlier today on the Power Hour with me and Max, the 3 and 4, 3, 4, and 5, I did not like that much.
Cheating on me with Max, Bruce. Jesus.
you know who's not going to
Oh,
be
God,
excited
I'm
about
cheating on everybody with Kristen.
Brucifer. You know who's not going to be excited about this?
Yeah.
Brad
Yeah.
from the Sci-Fi Center.
Oh, DL was so excited about this.
Brad from the
You
Sci-Fi
excited
Center.
about this place?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
he's not going to be happy.
Oh, you mean the guy who replaced me on the Sci-Fi Center?
Wait,
There have been
what?
5 of these. I've seen
Yeah.
5
Yeah.
of these.
Yes,
I
there have
think
been
you
5 of
have.
these.
Wow.
Yeah. he's
See,
not gonna
I've
be happy.
only the ones I've watched the most growing up is 1 and 2. I never really watched 3 and 4 that much. Well, see, growing
which
up,
one?
I've always watched. See, there was Scary Movie, there was Epic Movie, there was Superhero Movie, Beat the
There was
Spartans. Those are the
Disaster
ones-
Movie.
Disaster Movie. Those are the ones I watched growing up a lot. Those are.
I just didn't find Charlie Sheen as funny as them.
Which one had the one
Yeah.
where? Which one had the one that was spoofing the others, and Michael Jackson was under the veil when he?
Oh, God.
I don't
Stay away
remember.
from my daughter. I wouldn't touch your daughter.
That,
She's
that,
a little girl.
that was a scary movie one. That was.
I can't
4.
remember that. That was the last one I saw.
I don't remember. I don't remember which
I
one.
know they
but
made
yeah.
fun of signs in one of them. I
Yeah,
like
that's
that-
the last.
that
That's
skit.
that's the last one I saw. The one that had the signs thing in it and the others and all that.
And the Lindsay Lohan, Charlie Sheen sleeping together. That was so bad. So bad.
Wasn't that one? Was that 5? I don't remember. They kind of blended with each other. I'll be honest
Yeah.
with you.
There's nothing really
much.
distinctive about any of the last 3 that really stands out like the first 2.
But that's kind of the fun about them, you know. It's a movie that intentionally does not take itself serious, and that is something we really don't have in the box office nowadays.
Yeah.
Everything is just way too serious. You just need something that's lighter, that is just there for the sheer, fits and giggles entertainment value.
Yeah, well, it's because people are scared of comedy these days. Oh, I said
Well,
it.
actually,
Yeah,
no,
anyway.
I don't think. I think just people's taste in comedy has changed. Just like what was funny in the 30s and 40s wasn't funny in the 70s, and what was funny in the 70s and 80s wasn't funny in the 90s. It's just
I think
people's
they're funny.
taste changes.
I mean,
I still
but-
think the '90s stuff is funny, but then again, I'm an old man.
I
You're
have faith in the Wayans brother being able to walk that line of still finding the funny stuff.
And it was Scary Movie 3, by the way.
I'm a
Cool.
I'm a 24-year-old. I'm 24 years old, but I like the stuff that we got that in the 90s. I think
And
they're
also,
funny.
I also would like to point out there was a comedian in the '90s. Well, he was actually a comedian from the '60s, but his career went all the way to the early 2000s. And the things he said about our government 35 years ago, he's absolutely freaking right. And his name was George Carlin. But anyway,
Yeah.
But my favorite scene, probably of all the scary movies, it was when Brenda's in the hallway with I forgot the character's name, and the skeleton is there, and she goes, "It's just a bag of skeleton. Would you run from Callista Flockhart?"
And yes, to answer your question, I would run from Callista Flockhart. Girl
Honestly,
needs a sandwich.
pretty much.
And then when
My
Brenda
my
runs and
favorite
says,
one is Brenda. Your TV's leaking.
Oh, the ring. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I just have a question. I want to poll the panel. If you were chilling out at your house and you saw Sadako coming through your window, through your TV, what would you do?
Hide in the
They can
closet.
have the house. They can have the, they can have the kid. They can have the TV. They got the comics. They can have the kids. Oh, excuse me.
They can have the kids.
Take the
kids. Anyway, just want to know that the rest of us have common sense as well as me. Anyway.
No, I would hide away. That's me being honest.
I had Max watch Sinister this weekend. He fell asleep during Sinister, which I don't
What?
understand. Sinister.
Wait, you haven't watched Sinister?
Yes.
Dude,
Wait,
he fell asleep.
how did he feel again?
Huh?
How did he feel watching Sinister again?
He thought it was a great movie. He was a little disturbed about the children in the movie.
He got
No,
scared.
Wait. Christopher, you should have taken a recording of that and posted it as a short.
I want to bring up something. We've had the Terrifier movies come out. Terrifier 3 just came out.
Yeah.
And there's some discourse right now in the horror community, because I am part of the horror community, because that's really my bread and butter is horror. But there's some discourse going on, and people are on either side of it, on whether kids should die in horror movies, whether that's crossing a line.
Have you seen other horror movies that came out the last couple of years?
Well, and that's what I was going to say. There's been so many movies. I mean, all the way back, horror movies, all the way back to the 70s that the children have died in. I mean, have you seen The Blob, the remake in '86? They melted a kid in that movie. But anyway, my point is, like, suddenly this discourse comes up because of Terrifier 3. And I want to say something about Terrifier 3. It might have crossed the line with me if it had showed Art torture kids like he usually does other people. But Damien Leone was very tasteful with it. And I don't think that they should be off limits in horror movies. Horror movies are there to disturb you.
Exactly. He just slaughtered 100 kids or whatever in one freaking movie. Just saying. People praise him.
Who?
Darth Vader. Anakin.
Yeah, he did.
Hold on. Have you seen the only thing I can think of at the top of my head was Maximum Overdrive when that one kid got killed by the steamroller?
You have that. You have Toxic Avenger, which is not technically a horror movie, but they crushed a kid's head in the second movie.
Opening scene of Walking Dead. He shoots a little girl in the head as a zombie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think like now it's like, I guess because Terrifier is like an unrated franchise, like it's super ultra gory and it shows like it pushes the boundaries. I get why, but I just think it's hypocritical.
All the child kills in Terrifier 3 were off screen. You only see the aftermath of it, and there's only like 7 kids I think that die in that movie, because there's 2 in the opening scene, and then there's 5 in the middle when something happens in a particular scene that I won't spoil for people who haven't seen it. But again, you only see the aftermath of it. It's not like when he kills other people and you get a prolonged gory scene of him torturing somebody.
Isn't there a scene in the It movie, the movie that came out, where Pennywise bites off George's arm?
Yeah, and then drags him back into the sewers. You also have the scene in the funhouse in the second movie where Bill is trying to save where Bill is trying to save the kid in the funhouse, and there's a big splash of blood as Pennywise is on the other side and bangs through the glass to get the kid before Bill could get to him. There's also the girl in the second movie under the bleachers that Pennywise eats when he's trying to quote unquote make friends with her.
Yeah.
I just think, like you said, I think it's because the Terrifier movies are so gory that's why people got upset about it. I'm just sitting there going, no, look, horror is supposed to disturb you.
There's even sick bags for Terrifier 3. I saw someone post it online where there were reactions and everything.
Well,
for Terrifier.
there was a
Isn't that
YouTuber.
just part of the promotion for the movie?
For the movie,
Having
yeah.
sick
Well,
bags? I
no,
think the other
okay.
ones had added also.
Yeah, well, there's also like there was a person. She's a Australian YouTuber that does horror stuff. She said that she thought that that was always hyperbolic. You know, people are like, "Oh, people are fainting in the aisles and having to leave and getting sick." Blah blah blah. She thought, "Oh, that was just being hyperbolic to the movies." Then she went to see Terrifier 3, and 2 people in her theater while she was there passed out, fainted straight out. So now she believes that it's now. Do they play that a lot of the time in the marketing for the movies? Of course they do. You know, you hear all the time, "Oh, it's the scariest movie ever made," or whatever. But
Yeah, right.
but yeah,
right.
Those movies, the Terrifier movies, aren't any more or less gory than what's on AMC every Sunday night.
True.
Great way, fastest way to make any movie instantly scarier. You know those, extendo hand, grabber things that you can find in like the toy store.
Yeah.
Take one of those to the movie theater and use it to grab the person like 2 rows in front of you.
yeah.
All right. And the last of my slides tonight before we get to the tier list, Agatha All Along, episode 7, the second highest rated episode of MCU TV ever.
Wow.
Only behind Loki season 2 finale.
Wow,
Wow.
I'm loving this show. I love this show. I love this
I don't.
show.
Those Agatha haters are getting real quiet right now.
Well, I'm sorry to say I'm Agatha. I don't like Agatha, so because I like the Penguin more better than that.
I'll give you
two
that. I
different
was watching the
shows.
Penguin more than Agatha, but I actually
Well,
kind of like
Palladia, you've always been more of a DC guy than a Marvel guy, so
No,
that's
but
understandable.
I mean, comparing them both, I just think that Agatha I just
Well,
don't
I
feel
think you're trying. I think you're trying to compare
let him
apples.
finish. Let him finish. Dave, before you.
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable around Agatha because if it's a bit, I know it's a Halloween type of thing, but for me it's scary. I hate to admit this, but it's scary as well.
what?
Wow.
What?
I would say the only criticism, the only pushback I'm going to give you on that, Taladia, is you're trying to compare apples to oranges. You're trying to compare something that is on Sopranos level, in my opinion, to something that is mass marketed for the masses.
But you can understand why I would be scared for Agatha though.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, I can't.
This thing is supposed to be more supernatural.
Yeah.
To for starters, because she is trying to get her witch powers back, and
yeah,
there is the rumor that of Mephisto that is.
Who's Mephisto?
God, I hope. Anyway,
you know what? If the rumored casting for Mephisto and then him eventually showing up and all of that, the chud fervor over that is going to be delicious.
Yes, it's tasty.
So long as he doesn't show up in the onesie, I'll be fine.
I'm going to snack on their tears. By the way, Taladia, I was just going to say, I can't understand your fear because I'm a horror guy. But
no, I don't know if it's let me ask
but
you,
I
Taladia,
do.
is it religious
it's a valid
based?
feeling.
Is it religious based? Your fear?
Kind of.
Yeah,
It's
I
kind of.
that.
Okay, then that's
I
understandable.
can respect that.
Yeah,
I can respect that. It's respectable. And I was going to say, regardless of how I feel about it, your opinion's always valid. Everybody's opinion's valid.
Oh, except for yours. Yours is not valid. Just
You
saying.
see, Agatha
know
is
what, Bruce?
So what was the first highest rated episode?
Loki season 2 finale.
the God of Stories finale.
Ugh.
Yeah, no, that was not a good finale.
What's crazy to me is how huge this show, at least within the bubble, is. And this episode was gay, incredibly gay coded.
Yes, it was.
and
This-
and how
This
and,
show
and the
is-
show for the most part is, and it's just how universally appealing it is.
This show is very
You know.
queer coded.
Yeah,
I think it
Yeah.
has something to do with these aren't characters. Actually, they tried to run the whole two gay thing is gonna fail, blah 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 blah.
but it's
But
not. That's not what
it's
I'm
not.
saying. I'm not saying it's too gay. I'm saying it's just like this week's episode, or last week's episode was one of the most well-crafted episodes of TV I've seen in a long time. And I don't particularly care about the show. My favorite thing about the show going into it was Shashir Zameda, just to see her again.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the show's kind of remarkable to me.
I'm just
Mhm.
happy that I'm finally getting one of my favorite comic book characters in live action. I absolutely adore Wiccan. So
I've liked Joe Locke since crap. I can't think of the show he's on Netflix.
Heartstopper.
Heartstopper. He's a good actor, and he's brought Wiccan to the Wiccan to the life in live action, and all the references with the witches and the costumes, and like he said, like Degrassi said, very gay coded.
Yeah,
and one of the
it
best
was,
episodes so far. A lot
She,
of
Catherine
people-
Hahn guest hosted. I believe it was Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel was away, and he had a series of guest hosts.
Mhm.
Even
And Catherine
know-
Hahn was one, and Joe Locke, she had him on as a guest. And I believe
know
this
what?
was before the show premiered.
You know what I was gonna say is also I was also scared of the witches back in the day. That's another movie I didn't, really like. It was really scary for me. So
For me, I'm all caught up with Agatha. I was more on track with the Penguin, to be honest, because I think Penguin is a slightly better show than Agatha. But they're apples to origins. But like, who cares? But there was Penguin. There was The Legend of Vox Machina on Amazon. There was Tomb Raider that came out. There was a lot of shows I was watching, so I wasn't paying much attention to Agatha. Penguin was just on my radar all freaking every Sunday. Like, goodness gracious, that show is just god tier. So I cannot wait for like 2 episodes left.
yeah,
like I
that's
said,
out.
Penguin is like on the same level of The Sopranos to me, and I adore The Sopranos. I always have. Of course, that could be because I'm Sicilian, but hey,
I think Penguin is better than Sopranos. I can take Sopranos.
Bruce, don't
Well,
hurt
let's-
me like this.
let's
Don't
just
don't
see
hurt
how-
me like this.
I
Don't
just
hurt me
wrap
like
in a
this.
bad
the,
place.
the series.
How? What was that, Mama Bear?
Let's just see how it wraps up the series as to how it compares to the Sopranos.
Well, I'm still
saying.
laughing my ass off.
I'm
Back
just
then.
saying too. Like I agree with you, Mama Bear.
Well, I'll just say that I just love the stupid discourse that everybody's complaining about the lack of Batman. I was like, is Batman ever promised in this series? Like, get out of here. Oh shit, like it's called The Penguin, my boy. If you want to watch it, wait 2 more years for Batman 2, you morons.
Honestly, that was one of the good things about Gotham, in my opinion, was the lack of Batman.
Yeah.
We got to actually get to see these characters in such a deeper level than we would normally if it was like without it being so Batman centric.
Yeah, and it wasn't grounded at all with a lot of these characters.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
Right, like this is low level, ground level gangster shit, and I love it.
You know,
It's
it
still
was
an
so
incredibly
funny.
like hyper real, hyper stylized
Yeah.
setting, kind of. I mean, it's grounded, but it is hyper real.
Right.
So
They're
all right,
setting
let's get
Clayface up
to
artfully.
Go ahead.
They're setting Clayface up pretty good.
I don't know
Ooh.
that they can do Clayface in a grounded
Yeah.
in
Well,
a
the original
grounded
Clayface they can.
series. The original Clayface, yeah, I was going to say the original one, yeah, because that's
Yeah.
just a Lon Chaney clone. And that character was legitimately a Lon Chaney clone, but the rest of the Clayfaces they couldn't do.
Yeah,
Not in a grounded
they're
series.
setting
no.
they're setting Carmen and Jogo's character, Eve Carlo, up.
Ooh.
Whose character?
Carmen and Jogo, Jeffrey Wright's wife. She plays Eve Carlo in The Penguin.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I expect
they
her to
could
stick
do-
around. If she eats it in one of the next 2 episodes, I'll be surprised. I'll be very, very, very surprised.
They could do Basil Carlo. The Basil Carlo Clayface. They could do that in a grounded series, but not the later Clayfaces.
Mwamba,
Yeah, her
I
last
agree
name.
with
I mean, her
you.
last name's Carlo.
Sophia's going to betray Maroni. Easy.
Oh yeah,
I think I think one thing.
I think he knows. I think he knows he's on borrowed time.
Isn't she the daughter of Falcone?
Who?
Yes.
Sophia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, of course, then she's going to betray Maroni.
Yeah, but they're together now. It's
teamed up.
Yeah, it's not the Falcon. She's Sophia Gigante now, and it's the Gigante Maroni alliance because he's the last Maroni and she's the last Gigante.
Sure. Okay. Smiles. Anyway.
This is sounding like some elaborate Italian dish.
Italian dishes. Anyway,
let's get ready for this tier list.
Well, I'm not gonna be around, so I can work tomorrow. But
yeah, same. I've got to head out.
All right.
Tier list me, baby.
Tier list.
Well, hey, have a good tier list, and
thank you for showing up.
Nev Campbell, best of the best. That's all.
Scream Queens, let's go.
Oh, and Laurie Strode, best of the best. So, okay, I'm out.
Presentation mode.
I'm out, guys.
Night to that.
All right, night, guys.
What happened?
Adios.
We're losing people.
Dios míos.
I'm missing people. Hold on, I gotta add people back.
You sure do.
I do.
Yeah, because we cannot leave that one out.
And there we go. All right. So first up, we have Janet Leigh.
Shit.
Actually, let me get my. We have Janet Leigh, star of Bates Motel, Psycho. Wait, no,
she was in a number of scary movies at like back at that point. She was one of the original Scream Queens. You know, for me, she is best of the best. She is that iconic Psycho scene.
Yeah. That scene terrified people for a generation.
Yep, and it was also one of the first bait and switches. Thought she was going to be the heroine of that movie, and she gets killed halfway through it. Yep. Spoiler alert for a 50 or 60-year-old movie now.
So I think best of the best for her.
Absolutely.
Anybody disagree?
No,
no,
sure.
Not at all.
Kind of the first.
She was technically the first Scream Queen, in my opinion.
There was one from the 1930s. I'm trying. I could. That.
I mean, I guess technically, like, what's her neck that played the Bride of Frankenstein could be considered one too.
Oh, yeah.
Technically.
And the one that was in Nosferatu, she was in there too.
All right, next up we have who we have next. We
also
Adrienne Barbeau.
She's just one more thing I've got to say about Janet Leigh. She's also the mother of another Scream Queen.
Yes, she is.
And it's Jamie Lee Curtis's mama. Anyway.
So we have Adrienne Barbeau, star of The Fog, Creepshow, Swamp Thing, and other projects.
I would say put her in good, but that's my opinion.
I was thinking good as well. Yeah. She's not one of those, I would say, absolute best of the best, because if you need to look her up, as to see what movie she was in, that's not a best of the best.
Yeah, but she got me through the 80s. Anyway.
That's what Joe Doolin said.
She got me through the 70s and the 80s.
Well, her and a couple of others, but yeah, they were responsible for getting me through my teenagehood. Anyway,
I got to put her at best of the best. She was, yeah.
I actually had a poster of her up in my room.
She's
But then again,
she was married to John Carpenter for 5 years, and she's got Cody Carpenter is their son.
Well, you could
And he's
survive
no
being
slouch.
married to Carpenter.
But then again, I also had a poster of Rob Lowe. So what does that say about me? Anyway,
we'll talk about that after the show. So we'll put her in. That's 2 best of the best and 2 good. God damn it! We should have somebody else here to break the tie. Anybody in the chat break the tie? Or we'll just put in good.
Anybody for Adrienne Barbeau? Anybody at all?
That's what happens when you stream the same night as a World Series game and other functions that are going on.
Oh, there's something else going on?
All right, we'll put in good for now. We'll revisit that later.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have Eva Green.
Ooh,
I loved her in Penny Dreadful.
She was great in Penny Dreadful.
Oh my God, she was amazing. I hated when that show ended. But is she up there with the other 2?
No, unfortunately. No. I would say she could go middle of the tier. She's good at what she does, as long as the character is written well.
Yeah.
But she's a middle of the road talent, in my opinion.
Middle of the road for me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what me too.
Road?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. Then we have Heather.
Oh, I gotta put her in best of the best. I'm sorry. But then again, I'm a whore for Nightmare on Elm Street, so
yeah, me too.
I say best of the best. What about you, Degrassi?
Yeah.
And she's still gorgeous all these years later. Still gorgeous.
You can't have a nightmare without thinking about her.
And she's got a great heart too. I've actually met her and Robert Englund both going to horror stuff at horror conventions, and she's one of the sweetest women I've ever met that was involved with horror. Her and Danielle Harris, but
I love hearing that.
Yeah, she's. You want to know who's the most awesome horror person I've ever met? It's not a scream queen. It's Robert Englund. Robert Englund's a great guy. And he's actually helped the career of a lot of like really popular actors. You know, if it wasn't for Robert Englund, we would not have had Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker.
True.
That is a fact right there, by the way.
And next up, we have Emma Roberts.
If she wasn't such an atrocious human being, I'd put her higher, but subpar.
I'm going middle of the road.
Yeah, middle of the road. She was good in American Horror Story, the seasons of American Horror Story.
I can't appreciate her because of what she did to Evan Peters. Sorry.
Where are you going, Mama Bear?
I will go with you guys on middle of the road.
That works.
Yeah.
Majority rules, middle of the road.
All right. And then we have Tessa Farmiga from The Nun and Final Girls.
She was also the best part of the first season of American Horror Story.
Oh, yeah.
He was Violet.
I still have to convince my neighbor that she's not her sister's daughter.
Oh, Vera.
Yeah, man, that's Vera Farmiga's daughter. I'm like, no, it's not. It's his sister.
I think they're 20 years apart in age.
Yeah, it happens.
Oh yeah, I know, but my youngest sibling is 22 and I'm 50, so
I'm going good for her.
Yeah.
Maybe middle of the road.
and definitely good, at least in my opinion. Her whole scene when she found out that she was dead in American Horror Story Murder House.
That was great.
Oh my god.
What
Now,
do you
of
say,
course,
Mama?
I'm split between good and middle of the road myself.
fair enough.
She's not as recognizable. That's
Yeah.
where I'm struggling.
Yeah. I say give her another 10, 15 years, though, and she may be on the level of some of the greats.
Possibly.
Well, how
Yeah.
long ago was American Horror Story season 1?
Has anybody seen her in anything recently?
No.
Nope.
She was in The Nun.
The Nun.
The Nun and The
Okay.
Nun 2.
I haven't seen The Nun, so I can say I haven't seen her in anything recently.
I actually like those movies.
She wasn't bad in those movies, for those movies being as...
So I think we should move it down to middle of the road just for that.
That'll
Sounds
work.
Good.
So move it to middle of the road.
She has an
And-
incredibly unique name, though.
On down the road.
And next, one of my favorite actors, Sarah Paulson. Best of the Emma freaking best for me. Woo. She could do no wrong in my book.
Yeah, I
From
agree.
all the
She's-
characters she played in American Horror Story, Ratchet on Netflix,
You know, with as much as I loved American Horror Story, I didn't see
American
Ratchet.
Gothic.
It
Uh-huh.
wasn't American Gothic.
Yep.
She's got a lot of good stuff under her belt, and just from her performances alone in the American Horror Story series, she's well worth it.
Was
Put
she
her at
in
the
the
top.
original American Gothic or the short-lived reboot?
This short-lived reboot, I believe, was it?
Let me make sure of that.
Yeah, because when her for me, her best season of the first and the Witches Coven.
She was good in
I
Coven.
loved her in Coven.
I really liked her in.
Loved her in Coven.
I really liked her in Cult too.
And Cult was good too.
Cult was a good season just overall, in my opinion. But my two favorite seasons of that show are Cult and Freak Show.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy.
Oh, here we go. Scout Taylor Compton,
Oh, yeah.
who played Laurie in the Rob Zombie Halloween films, has been great for our community and one of the nicest people you could meet and gorgeous.
Oh, she will actually help out horror fans. She's a really good person. Her and Danielle Harris do a show called Talk Scary to Me. They do a podcast called Talk Scary to Me. They are great. They've been friends since they did the Rob Zombie Halloween movies, but they are great together as like a duo. They do great with their podcast.
Nice. So we put in her in best of the best.
Yeah, Paulson, best of the best. That's why I brought up Scout Taylor Compton earlier, but you said you weren't putting any more in.
Yeah, I wanted to get the show started. But next up we have who we have next. Samantha Weaving.
Samara Weaving.
Samara, sorry.
Yeah.
Samara Weaving. For me, middle of the road. I liked her in Ash versus Evil Dead. She was all right in The Babysitter.
Uh-huh.
For me, middle of the road, if not subpar.
Samara Weaving.
Yeah. know.
She's good in horror, but she's better in other stuff.
Yeah.
She's a great actress. Don't get me wrong. She's also Hugo Weaving's niece, but anyway.
As for a Scream Queen, I think she's a subpar Scream Queen compared to everyone else on the list.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Though I did like her in the Babysitter movie. She was amusing.
She was great in Azrael, but she didn't really say a whole lot or scream in it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and there's my struggle. Like, for me, I have to have some sort of level of actual screaming from these women.
Dude, I know somebody you should have put on here, but you
didn't.
I bet you didn't put Marilyn Burns on here. You should have.
No.
You should have. Texas Chainsaw
But Ready or
Massacre.
Not, she screamed a lot in Ready or Not.
Yeah, but that's one movie where she screamed a lot.
Then let's get a sequel.
Middle of the road.
Middle of the road.
Middle of the road. Middle of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, we have Hollywood's darling, Mia
Yeah.
Goth.
Oh, top of the pole. Top of the pole. So good.
She could do no wrong for me.
Ex Pearl Maxine. That's all I have to say.
She can shoot someone in the middle of Fifth Avenue. Oh, we know. I'm not going to say that.
No. He goes there.
We're not going there.
In a horror movie. In a horror movie, she did
In a horror movie.
I would still love her.
Pearl. That's all I have to say.
Oh, her and I loved her in Maxine. I loved her in Pearl. Oh my God! Then
that last monologue in Pearl, the ending monologue in Pearl. Oh my God! Anyway,
if I'm remembering correctly, she also played the old woman.
Yes, she did. In X, yeah.
Yes.
She played Pearl as an old woman. She played Pearl younger.
Mm-hmm.
She also played Maxine.
Yes.
So.
And she was in Suspiria, Infinity Pool.
Infinity Pool.
Mm-hmm.
She has some good movies under her belt. So best of the best.
I'm going best of the best. What about
you,
Mama? Degrassi?
Good.
And on top of it all, she survived being married to Shia LaBeouf.
I thought they're still married.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. She's surviving. She's surviving being married to Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, surviving. I thought you said survived.
Yeah, they have two kids together.
That alone, allows her a rank up.
I don't know who I feel for more in that relationship.
Could you imagine another Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation going on?
Could you imagine her guilt trips towards Shia?
Well, he's out of his mind.
I don't know anyone that has the cojones to badmouth Harrison Ford on his own movie. No, you were never getting forgiven for that.
Oh, you're talking about Shia? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, he's just insane anyway, like Bruce said, man. The guy's got emotional issues.
He has a lot of problems. All right,
but that comes from being a child actor.
D. Wallace, Hills Have Eyes,
Oof,
The Howling, Cujo, and Critters.
Not just that,
and many more.
Yes.
Also, 3 from Hell. And
she was one of those iconic.
She's a Rob Zombie. She's a Rob Zombie maven now. Like she does a lot of Rob Zombie stuff. She was also in Rob Zombie's Halloween. She was Laurie Strode's mother in the first movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah,
love her. Yeah, best of the best for me.
Great. Best of the best, definitely.
Agreed.
Wasn't she also in E.T.? Wasn't she the mom in E.T.?
Yeah, she's the mom in E.T. She got that based on The Howling.
Yeah, she did. The Howling. There's another one.
I said The Howling. Howling is amazing. Oh, amazing.
I mean, with a resume.
The rest of them, not so much.
Hey, I happen to like The Howling 6 Rebirth, but
I like the one with the castle.
That's The Howling 6. That's the
okay. I did like that one.
Yeah.
All right.
Where it's the most
innocent. The second one because Sybil Danny's in the second one.
Yeah, My Sister's a Werewolf. That one's a great one. I like marsupials.
Did she have any clothes on during that whole movie?
No, not at all. I also
awesome.
I also like marsupials.
She had a great body.
I also like the one that was in Australia, but people say I'm crazy for that. Marsupials? Yeah.
Oh. I'm not even going to touch that one. All right, we got Anya Taylor-Joy.
She's almost, and I'm not saying she's ugly. Don't take what I'm about to say that she's ugly. She's almost extraterrestrial in appearance, and I love it.
Which
Yes.
split horror movies I could think of that come to mind with her?
She was amazing in Split.
Last Night in Soho.
If I go to Soho, I'm never leaving.
Last Night in Soho was an amazing movie, and she was in it. And you stay out of Soho. I'm going to low jack you if you go to Soho. Okay.
I love Soho. in New York,
You-
I'm talking about.
You would.
I'm going with subpar because she's not on the level as Emma Roberts when it comes to Scream Queen.
She's beautiful, but she's also not, in my opinion, a scream
No.
queen. So
Mm-mm.
subpar.
Everybody else?
Yeah,
Mama.
I can't make a call on this because I love her.
I love her too.
I
but
do. Like I said,
she's not
she
a
looks
Scream
like
Queen, unfortunately.
she looks like the most
so I guess
beautiful.
subpar, yeah.
She looks like the most beautiful genetic creation between a gray, for an extraterrestrial gray, and a human. She's gorgeous, and her head's even shaped like a gray alien. Like if she had, anyway. But
we had Kingdom of Nerds. No, go ahead. Yeah, Mama.
Yeah. No,
Yes,
I'm
you can say
trying
it.
to place the horror movie where it was they made the creature, and I can't.
Splice. She looks like
Thank
a
you.
creature in
Splice. Yeah. Yeah. Look, you guys can call me an extraterrestrial fucker. It's okay. But anyway, it's subpar.
All right, put it in subpar. Next, we have Bay Ray.
Oh.
That was one of my
long
yes.
sound.
Again,
That's
iconic.
the best.
And also, anybody that makes it into a line from a song in the movie Rocky Horror Picture Show is amazing. Especially considering I sing that song all the time. Yay. Anyway.
I believe that.
I know.
Anyway. Best of the best for Bay Ray.
I actually, I'm part of a karaoke group that every time I go.
Don't Dream It, Be It. Is that it?
The
floor show.
Yeah, she's in the floor. She's mentioned in the floor show. Her
all right, next up,
patent draped frame.
Vera.
Good.
Well, she has a whole franchise.
Does she?
Yeah, and she plays a much better version of a woman based on a true person, a real person.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but the two paranormal quote unquote investigators that those movies are based on were horrible people. Okay. Especially the husband.
I've got a lifelong friend who spent a number of years helming a documentary and following them around, and
the Warrens.
Yeah, and he's never been able to release it.
Yeah, because
it's called The Devil Made Me Do It, about the the last case. Was it last case? I believe.
Yeah, one of their last cases.
Mm-hmm.
This guy was like a devotee. He believed every word they said and was attempting to have his bias confirmed, and
here's
it
the
all
thing.
slowly unraveled, and that's the beautiful part of this documentary that no one's ever going to see, is how he was just like, shit.
They
are frauds.
The wife, I believe she actually had some true talent,
Mm.
but I think she was stifled by her husband. Ed Warren was a horrible man and a con artist. And I think he used his wife's natural talent to bamboozle people way too much. But that's just my personal opinion. Anyway, she goes in the best of the best. She is a great actress.
Yeah, another one.
I'm thinking good for me.
Good. Yeah, good for me.
Good sounds good
as well.
Good.
Fine. Vote against me. Nah, it's all good. Just trying to guilt trip. Anyway.
Does she need an introduction?
No.
She gets a whole screen.
The queen. The daughter of Janet Leigh, boys and girls. Anyway. The Laurie Strode.
the one that comes up when you Google Scream Queen
Yes.
and manage to minus the TV show.
Yeah. I think she was the first officially noted Scream Queen. Like
Yes.
officially called a Scream
Yeah.
Queen. Even though Marilyn Burns, Sally from Texas Chainsaw Massacre outdates her by like 4 years. She's
And
still
Barbara Steele. Barbara, you go even further back than that. Barbara Steele and all of the Mario Bava movies.
yeah.
Literally, her mom was a Scream Queen.
Who?
Literally, her mom.
Oh yeah, Janet Leigh. Oh yeah, definitely.
So, best of the best.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
No discussion needed.
There's no
Actually,
discussion.
if
Yeah,
you
what
could,
else? What else? She did Prom Night. She did Terror
Prom Night is
Train.
great. Yes.
Prom Night, Terror Train, a lot of the Halloween movies.
She did 500 Halloween movies.
Yeah.
Road Games. Road Games isn't a horror movie really, but it's a great one.
Let's see. There's a couple I know I'm forgetting.
Everybody watch Road Games if you have. I don't know where it's streaming.
Oh, even that one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. She got some good screams in there.
Oh, True Lies.
True Lies. She's
Yeah.
also incidentally married to a member of the House of Lords in the UK.
Hmm.
Christopher
All right.
Guest. He's Lord Christopher Guest.
Nice.
All
Or
right.
Baron Christopher Guest.
Best of the best.
He's
Absolutely.
Next
also in
up-
Spinal Tap and.
So technically, Jamie Lee here is Lady Hayden Guest.
Let me
Nice.
move for.
He's one of the funniest people alive.
Oh,
And
her
I'm so
husband.
glad that's. Yeah, I'm so glad
Yeah.
that Spinal Tap is getting back together.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have Danielle Harris.
Danielle Harris. Good.
Yeah, I gotta give her good since she's been doing it since she was a kid.
Yeah.
Like
She
literally.
earned the good.
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 And
I
also,
don't-
so like I said
care
before,
if
she's one of the
Roseanne Barr.
sweetest people I've ever met. So
So we put her in good. And that goes to our next Scream Queen, Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell gets best of the best just for Ash.
Yes.
He's a Scream Queen and a Final Girl all wrapped into one.
You know what? Why not?
This
I'm
is my
down with it.
boomstick, you primitive fucks. Anyway, oh, Ash is awesome.
We'll put him in good. We'll put him
Yeah,
in
good for sure. His name
Has
is
anybody-
Ashley. He does have a girl name.
Has
Ashley.
anybody here ever seen the movie Bubba Hotep?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, I love
He's
that
freaking
movie.
amazing in that movie. He's an elderly Elvis impersonator. Oh my god.
The King of the Dead versus the King of Rock.
Him and Ozzy Davis.
Oh my God. That was so funny.
Uh,
And the final Scream Queen on the list, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
you know, I am currently rewatching Buffy with a friend, and I have to give this girl props. She put up with Joss Whedon and did a good job. And she pretty much was the heart of that show. So, She has good chemistry a lot of the time with her fellow actors and actresses. She's never complained about anybody she's ever done work with.
No.
Even when they tried to get her to complain about Joss Whedon, all she said was, "I stand by Charisma Carpenter, and that's all I'm gonna say." You know.
And she never complained about Susan Lucci when she worked on All My Children.
Nope, she didn't. And Susan Lucci. Oof. Anyway,
from what I understand, she hated her guts for winning a daytime Emmy before she did.
Yeah. Well, you know, Susan Lucci back and keep in mind, I only know anything about these soap operas, the ABC soap operas, because my mother watched them. Okay. But Susan Lucci once made a commercial back in the early 90s crying about how she's never won an Emmy. Like I could find that. I could go on YouTube right now and find that commercial.
It's amazing she never broke into Hollywood like a lot of the soap stars did back then.
Yeah. Anybody who can deal with that prima donna is a saint. Plus, she puts up with being married to Freddie Prinze Jr. Anyway.
Hey, leave him alone. What did he ever do to you except for crying, piss on the dreams of Star Wars fans?
Shall I talk? Anyway.
I'm putting her best of the best because I am a Sarah Michelle Gellar fan. Thank you very much.
I am more than just a Sarah Michelle Gellar fan. I am a Sarah Michelle Gellar simp. Okay.
I'm glad you admitted that. Somebody clip that out, please.
Oh, look, if you want to clip that out, you can even clip it with my face in the picture. Okay. I love this woman. She does really good in everything that I've seen her in, even the campy stuff. I think she earns best of the best.
Did you see her last show she did?
The
one on Paramount?
The Teen Wolf thing?
The Wolf thing, yeah.
Yeah, she did okay with that.
It's okay. It was, I don't know where it was going. God, the special effects were bad. It was worse than Buffy. I'm like, what are they doing?
Okay, in the show Buffy's defense, you're talking about late 90s, early 2000s.
I know.
CW, okay?
Oh, what the hell is this? They released a trailer?
What?
This is a trailer for Born Again? Teaser? We're gonna have to have a reaction video after this.
Awesome.
Gives me the Daredevil goodness.
Schmied, get out of here.
Anyway,
I'm going best of the best with Sarah. Where you guys going?
Now, I have a question. Somebody, a female in both horror and action movies, that I want to ask if you guys think she's a Scream Queen or not. What is everybody's opinion on Sigourney Weaver being given the title of Scream Queen?
I think she's definitely earned it.
Maybe the first one, the first Alien, she earned it. And
I don't know.
I think after the second one, she became badass, and she was no longer a Scream Queen.
The same could be said for Heather Langenkamp.
Yeah.
She became as iconic for Aliens as Jamie Lee Curtis and Heather Langenkamp for their respective movies.
She did.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, Ripley is the face of Aliens. Even now, years later, where she's no longer in the Aliens movies, she's still. You say Alien or mention the franchise at all, people think Sigourney Weaver.
I just want them to do more Space Marine.
Okay, so here's what I was going to say about that. Alien Romulus did well enough that if it gets a sequel, they're going to bring up Space Marines because they already mentioned them. Remember when they did the with a pulse rifle thing?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like,
Alien Romulus was like an alien spoof. Alien Romulus was like not another alien movie.
Okay, I respectfully disagree. Anyway, and yes, that was a hard, respectfully disagree.
But getting
Okay.
back to this, where are we
For Sarah
putting
Michelle
Sarah
Gellar,
Michelle?
I would have leaned a bit more towards good, but
Mhm.
if the majority is best of the best, I'm good with that.
Degrassi?
I would put her in good, but I know she's an icon. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to say good.
I'm looking at the best of the best up there. I love Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Don't break my heart, Bruce. Don't break my
What?
heart, buddy.
I'm sorry. She is no. She is no Sarah Paul. She is no Mia Goth. She is not any of these
She's-
icons in the best of the best. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to put her in good.
That's fine.
Do you think she'll be in the new All My Children?
Maybe.
I hope she is, because we haven't had a new soap opera in what, since Passions?
Yeah.
They're gonna be like 2-hour movies. The
Where?
first one they'll be on Lifetime.
Lifetime? Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
Disney
Lifetime
owns
did
Disney
right.
owns half of Lifetime.
Yeah.
Well, Disney owns half of A&E, and A&E owns Lifetime. So yeah, it's Disney's to license.
Yeah.
So
Ooh. Well, too bad
they're not going to license it. They're going to keep it within their umbrella, within their portfolio.
That makes sense.
I'm pretty sure Susan Lucci's coming back. I know my dad will be excited to hear that.
Oh, jeez.
How
Can they not
old
just can they not just leave that woman out of things now? Please.
No. How old is
Ugh.
Susan Lucci?
Susan
I'm
Lucci.
surprised we didn't have Nev Campbell on this list.
I know there's several missing.
No, literally, Scream Queen was in the movie Scream.
Susan Lucci
God damn it.
is
That's my fault. For some reason, some of the pictures didn't upload like I wanted.
No, I know it happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Susan Lucci is currently 77 years
Not
old.
that I'd put her in best of the best anyway.
No.
Susan Lucci is currently 77 years old.
Oh, she's young. She's still young.
I do want
Started
to
All My
give,
Children when she was 17, I think.
yeah, I do want to give a real brief moment of silence though for Terry Garr, who passed away today at 79.
Yeah.
She wasn't the greatest of actresses, but in the things she was in, she was really good. So
Yeah. So I want to thank everyone for hanging out, showing up. And once again, congrats to Mwamba for winning the Godzilla book. Please like, subscribe if you're watching on the rewind. And we will be back later on tonight or tomorrow morning with a reaction video to Daredevil Born Again teaser trailer releasing in March. And for that, have a happy Halloween if I don't see you guys before Halloween, and stay safe, and don't eat any candy with Blade in it. Blade, the vampire hunter, that is. So
have fun storming the castle.
Have a good night, and bye-bye.